is Friday, November 8th, the beginning of week 2 of NaNoWriMo, and I am exhausted. I am not feeling great today. I'm letting myself rest a little bit. I just watched a few YouTube videos. Stella and I were cuddling for a minute. Now I'm at the point where I think that it is time to write a little bit and then get started with the rest of the things I need to do today. My heated blanket is on and let's go grab my laptop. Starting Chapter 8, the last chapter in part 1.
Bloomsbury presents Welcome to the Hinamdong Bookshop.
We are there! 15,000 words completed towards the first draft of my novel. Which means it's time for my 15,000 word reward. My new keyboard. I'm still gonna use this keyboard because it's great, but I want my default keyboard on my desk to be smaller so that it fits under my laptop stand for storage. Here she is. Look at the size difference between these two keyboards. I'm going to put her away and then going to see if I can set up my new keyboard. It's gonna fit so well under here. Clean desk setup. There we go. It's almost 6 p.m. on Sunday, November 10th, and I am just now finishing writing for the day. I am extremely close to hitting 20,000 words, and today I wrote over 2,000 words, which is always a really good day for me. Over 3,000 words ahead of where I need to be for this day, and at this rate, I will be finished on November 25th. Now I think it's time to play with Stella because she is seeking attention. It is day 12 of NaNoWriMo. And for the past few days, I've been breaking up, writing a little bit throughout the day, and that's been working really well in terms of motivation. Because if I don't want to write, I just tell myself, you just have to write 150 words. You can do that. That is between 5 to 10 minutes. But yesterday I just felt like the task switching so often wasn't allowing me to really focus and get a lot done. So today I decided to just tackle my daily word count at the beginning of the day and then not have to worry about it for the rest of the day. So that's what I did this morning, and I wrote 1,411 words. We are on track. I will probably write just a little bit more tonight before bed just to continue to stay ahead. And the further I get ahead, the less words that I need to write per day. But you can see that I am significantly ahead. Today I need to hit 20,000 words and I'm at 24,631. Some days I have more motivation than others, and this lead helps me take a break when I need to. I'm at the halfway point on November 13th. It's day 13 of NaNoWriMo. I've had some low motivation days, but today's the first day where I'm really like questioning if I want to continue. And I know that I will because I set this challenge for myself and I want to finish it, but I feel very unmotivated. And I also am a little frustrated with my story right now. I am almost to the end of part 2 and I'm at 25,000 words, and I finished part 1 at 16,000 words, which means part 2 was only 9,000 words. I was kind of thinking when I was planning that part 2 was going to take more like 30,000 words. I know that I don't have enough happening in part 2 to make the story develop slower. It's happening too quickly, and I know that. I'm going to continue on to part 3 and see how many words that takes me, because part 3 is going to be the longest part of the book. But I was hoping this book was going to be closer to 100,000 words, which means I am going to have to add something in part 2. And I also think there's some important characters in part 1 that I didn't really touch on in part 2 because they didn't have a role in motivating the story forward. However, I think that it's weird to introduce those characters in a part 1 and not bring them into part 2. This is the first time in a story where I'm like, okay, there's gotta be some like serious revision. So that's where I'm at. I'm not gonna stop. I'm going to complete 50,000 words in the month of November, but I am just feeling a little unmotivated today.
Done for today's writing, and I had my second lowest word total. Well, I've done a lot this morning that is not writing.
I have hit my wall. I am fighting a lack of motivation. After work today, I'm going to go to the library and I'm going to get my daily words in. I think over the past couple of days, I've just been asking myself why I'm doing it. What's the point if this project is never going to go anywhere? I'm never going to do anything with it. And I think my answer lies within that question of motivation and setting a goal for myself and doing it for the sake of the challenge. I don't think that made any sense. I am going to finish NaNoWriMo because I set that goal for myself. That's the only reason. It is purely for the challenge that I want to do NaNoWriMo. Even when I'm finding a lack of motivation in these middle stages, I am going to keep writing. It will get easier as I see the finish line creep closer and closer. Today is the last day of week 2, and I am still a couple of days ahead of my goal. Yesterday I wrote one of the fewest word totals, and today will probably be the same because when the motivation's low, doing the minimum is okay. See you in a few hours at the library. I am leaving the library for the day. It is 5:23 p.m. and it is already getting dark outside. It's just that time of year. But week 2 is a wrap for NaNoWriMo. I have 2 more weeks. Really, what's today, the 14th? So 16 more days. And I know that I can do it. Here's to 2 more weeks.